Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Teatime podcast. I'm Max.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Sandra.
Anyways, today's tea is blackberry sage. Brand is this? The Republic of Tea? Right?
Yeah, today's tea is brought to you by the Republic of Tea, a crisp blackberry sage labeled tea for wisdom. Sturdy black tea blended with herbs and blackberries.
Does this mean I'll have some wisdom after this?
Probably. Tastes really good, though. I've had it before, so
It'll
I was
enhance
like,
our performance.
yeah,
Blueberry?
blackberry.
Blackberry.
Yeah.
It smells like blackberry.
Yeah, well, at the end of the podcast, we'll talk about what we think about it, and we'll go from there. But on today's agenda, we got Kelsey Pfendler. Is that how you pronounce it?
I don't know.
The Pfendler. I think the P is silent.
Like Pfizer.
Yeah, Kelsey Pfendler. We're gonna go over that. We're gonna go over some of the World Cup news. Did anyone look into the Charlie Kirk case?
I watched a little bit of it, but I mean, we can get into it now. We can get into it later.
We might get into it later because
Yeah,
I was
later.
telling you earlier. I was like, yeah, no, I didn't watch as much of the trial as I wanted to because people at work wouldn't leave me alone. All right, so that was on the agenda today, but we'll talk about it later. Basically, we'll do a quick summarization of that one, just with not a lot of things. There's a couple things I added on it to as well.
As you do.
As I do. The Boston nurse strike, because you sent me the video to it, so did a little research on it. A little update on the Iran war. And yeah, that's it. So, Andrew, would you like to start with Kelsey Pfendler since you brought that story to
y'all's attention? Yeah, of course. I actually was following her story along on TikTok, and that's how I kind of
What's your story?
Well, so her story is Miss Kelsey set a record actually, and just was the youngest woman to row by herself from the coast of California to Hawaii. She did this in about 44 days. She started off in May, actually completed the mission on July 4th. Very patriotic of her. I think when I was watching some of her videos where when she was still at sea, the last one that I saw before she made it to Hawaii was, I think, day 42, where she could start to see, like, you know, the coast and the land. She was so close. Her story is really interesting because I was watching some of her interviews afterwards, and she's talking about how the first 7 days were the most challenging, getting out of the currents of California coming in, pushing out of there. So she talked about how in those 7 days, she really only had about 7 hours of sleep. She would like put a timer for herself where she would row for like, I think she said like 15 minutes and then take a nap for like 5 minutes and then do that back and forth like consistently. I'm not quite sure what the timing of it was, but it just sounded like she was taking little snippets of like a nap throughout the days that first week. And that led to her having a lot of like hallucinations at sea.
Oh yeah, that's the way to go.
But and it was an incredible thing that she accomplished. She beat both the women's record by over a month, I think, and then I think the men's record by like a week. So I think in 44 days rowing from California to Hawaii, she's very inspiring. I think there was just something too that added on to it that was just like she made it on July 4th. So I think it was very, very cool how that all lined up for her. So
I thought she got there like later.
No, I think it was July 4th. Pretty sure.
I don't remember the date. I just remember seeing that. She in a what looked like a super kayak.
Yeah.
July 3rd.
Oh.
Don't bust my balls here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, paddling from California to Hawaii is crazy.
Crazy
so
work.
July 3rd for her in Hawaii time, and then July 4th for
Okay, well, there you go.
I'm just clarifying.
Still there.
Can't let us have
I
anything.
know.
It's not me, it's her.
Nah,
What do you mean?
she had to go fast. She couldn't slow down.
I mean, yeah, no, because I was looking into the other record holders for the female record holder, like previously was 86 days and the guy was 52 days. I was like,
That's insane.
It's
like
insanely impressive.
2,400 miles.
I'm not even going to talk about like the record or the times. Just doing it.
Yeah.
That feat is nuts.
Yeah. Well, I told you a couple of times, like there's a couple of YouTubers that I watch that like go on their like 24-foot sailboat or something like that,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they'll do the same trip. And it's like, yeah, no, like I'm in a month out in sea, and I was like, that's fun. Like in my eyes, like just having no contact with like the outside world, don't know what's going on or nothing for like a whole straight month, just you and the water.
Red Sea. Very scary for a lot. She talked about how that initial, like, actually getting out and doing this is, like, I think the hardest mental block of actually doing it. And I think that's what she talked about, that a lot of rowers, just like who set out to try to do this, they can't cross that mental block of actually just like starting and going, which makes sense. I mean, that is terrifying. I mean, if you have any sense of, I think,
Yeah, she was in a small kayak. Like if something happened, like
I mean, yeah, I mean, a lot of things could have happened. Let's not talk about the sea creatures that are out there too,
Sea creatures out in the middle of the ocean. You look out, all you see is water
and all the wind currents, everything.
on your little paddle boat.
there's a park outside of the coast of California. All I know is that it's basically like a dead zone. Like there's no wind or anything. It's like the most calmest waters out in the ocean, and it's like the worst place to come through, like as a sailboat or something. I forgot the name of it though, but like
The
everyone's
Bermuda Triangle.
no, that's the opposite.
It's in the Atlantic.
Yeah,
No, I know. I'm gonna make it jolt.
Science. The California square.
it's because it's a circle. Yeah, no. Anything else for that one? Oh, yeah, it's amazing overall. Great achievement.
Congratulations to her, honestly. I hope she's having a blast in Hawaii. I hope she's able to rest and recover.
Do you think she's gonna row back, or she's gonna like get a plane?
I don't think she's gonna row back. If she does,
Probably not.
she would probably need a little vacation before she set out.
Oh yeah, because that is intense.
Yeah.
That is a.
I'm trying to think supplying the kayak, like all the supplies that you need for the month. Like, was she rationing food, or was she just having like 3 square meals a day?
Oh, I didn't like look too crazy into that, but it did look like I think she was fishing at one point. I think.
Was she? Yeah, provisions and such, and then yeah.
Oh, it was funny because I think a lot of the comments in one of her TikTok videos was like, she had like coffee obviously with her and like instant coffee, and I think when she realized that she was nearing the end of her coffee, a lot of people were like, it almost feels like it started rowing faster to get back to land.
No, she was taking caffeine pills at night too to keep her awake.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, that's crazy. Ooh. Yeah, no, so like the thing is if you're going out in the ocean, like you gotta have your I forgot what it's called. It's like a boat nav essentially, but like it's so you have a signal pinging to other ships to let you know, like, hey, don't run into me or something like that.
Yeah,
at
in the
night.
dark because you can't see anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I wanna say she had it, but you gotta usually you wanna have at least one person out on watch at night. So if there's like a squall or something coming, you don't get like thrown overboard or something like that. So she was like, it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just took caffeine pills. But I was like, yeah, no, the logistics of it was like still amazing on its own too. That's why I was like, I'm going to do it too. Not rowing, but take a sailboat.
anything is possible. You just gotta.
Your mind to it.
Yeah, it's just you and your mind. You did it.
Yeah, congratulations, Kelsey. Good for you.
Congratulations.
Impressive.
Really incredible story. Her TikTok videos are really fun to watch. So only hope the best for her.
And the return journey. Decides to row.
Or even fly.
Yeah, she's like, oh, what's that kayak? I was like, oh yeah, I just crossed the Pacific with it. Oh, that's nice. What else? World Cup news. So we're filming this right now on the 12th, right? So we just finished the
Quarterfinals.
Thank you. Argentina won.
Yo. Oh,
England won.
Beans and toasters.
Yeah.
I don't know who to root for the rest of the.
I'm rooting for France.
I am too, but I heard that Mbappe got injured too. Is that his name?
Mbappe. Yeah, he had like a little ankle thing, but he'll be fine, I think, by the time game day's on Tuesday.
Well, I hope so. Well, this is kind of the last hope. I was really rooting for Norway yesterday.
Dictator of France will save us from evil. Yeah, no, the reason why I mentioned that though, I thought it was interesting. Like previously, when before we got into the quarterfinals, I was just wanting to talk about Trump's bullshit on interfering with FIFA, because I was like, we've been ripping on the guy since he started his presidency and since we started this podcast. I was like, we got to keep the theme going.
Right.
Yeah, no. So, for people that don't know or not following anything that's going on with FIFA, prior to US's game against Belgium, Trump spoke to the president of the FIFA organization, was like, "Can you reverse the red card on one of the key striker players?" I mean, I watched the game too, and I was like, "Do I see it as a red card? Not really." So I was like, "Eh."
But are you a referee?
Yeah, I'm not a referee, and then also, like, there's hardly any instances where they've reversed a red card. I did look into that though, just because I was genuinely curious, like how often it does happen, and it did happen in 2025 with Ronaldo. But this was like during a qualifier game, so it wasn't as big as the World Cup. But yeah, essentially, he just received a 3-day ban, and they only, I think, were lifted after the first day. He was just out for one game. But that was the only other time that happened. But so after that whole thing happened, Trump made a speech afterwards because he felt, very triumphant over it. And he was like, he said, if they beat us, then they can be really proud. The other way, if they beat us, I'll just say it was rigged, just like the election was in 2020. But I won't get into that.
Wait, what? I did not hear this.
No, yeah, he was having some address in the White House, and then as an off topic, he started talking about FIFA and that whole red card.
I'll play a clip in the video.
No matter what happened, you have to let them use their best players. And the game tonight's going to be amazing, and we're going to have a full team, and Belgium's going to have a full team. And you know what? If they beat us, then they can be really proud. The other way, if they beat us, we'll say I say it was rigged, just like the election was rigged in 2020, but I won't get into that.
Yeah, and it was
unhinged like it normally is.
So it wasn't like out of like context or anything. Like it was just like straight up. He said that.
Straight up. He started talking about FIFA. It was a good 6 to 8 minute stint about him talking about it. I wouldn't say it was unhinged, but it was the classic, Trump. Oh, I know, I'm good. I know these people are good. I know a thing or two about sports. Through the whole conversation.
Soccer's such a great sport. I've founded it myself when I first got the ball.
Yeah, and he talked about, oh yeah, I'm good at sports. I know a lot about soccer, and I know that wasn't a red card. And then he went about talking about it, and he's like, yeah, and I was watching the game, and he said a red card. I didn't know what the hell that was. And it's like, okay, do you know about soccer or do you not know about soccer? You probably don't. That's okay. I'm not upset that he's watching soccer. I'm not upset that he has an opinion on it. What is wrong about it is that he used his platform as president of the United States to reach out to the commissioner, the head of FIFA, to get them to overturn the red card. And it's like, all right,
they still lost.
Can't do that.
Well, yeah, the ball don't lie.
They got worked. That was diabolical. Wasn't that like 1-4?
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
1-4. It was so
Belgium,
great to watch.
right?
Yeah, Belgium. I was like, good. I'm so happy.
Awful. I was like, God.
I'm trying to watch as many. It's a lot of soccer, man.
Well, it's fun watching the U.S. team play the World Cup every 4 years or whatever when it's the World Cup, because like it's the same thing as they say like for the Cowboys team. It's like at the beginning when they're winning, they're like, oh yeah, this is our year. This is the year we're gonna make it. And then when they start going into like the next group or anything like that, they lose. And I'm like, yeah, it's the same delusion we have as Cowboys fans.
Same delusion I had for Mexico. ECC.
Mexico got robbed that last game.
They did. But honestly, like I just would have been very excited to have seen Mexico and Norway play, just because I think the fans like
Mexico and South Korea.
Yeah, that game was really fun to watch. I think both audiences had a lot of fun watching that game. It would have been the same for Norway.
It's just like the overall community of like how all these countries represented themselves. Like Cabo Verde too. Like I heard a lot of people were like, "Nah, man, they came out there with like the most ragtag underdog team, and they came out there and showed everybody out." I was like, I'm happy for them.
Yes, they were a lot of fun. Also, the fans are really fun. Whenever we caught whiff of the Norway fans out in, I think they were at Happiest Hour in downtown.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So my friend, like we went like last minute, and it was really fun because they started doing that row and stuff. So it was
badass listening to it. I was like, no, that's cool.
No, it's just super fun. And then also, I think the Netherlands, right? Are they the ones with orange shirt? Orange.
Yeah, I think so.
They're also a lot of fun. Like the crowd was a lot of fun in Arlington. So I think overall, it's just really fun that FIFA was here in Dallas, because I think a lot of the events and all the people that are out and about.
Well, it just goes to show that it's not people hating people; it's just governments hating it and just creating a narrative. I was like, yeah, no, like after it's like Yeah, once everyone came into the country, it was like, why do I hate you again?
Why do we hate each other? Love.
Because the government and land and power and what have you. The average people don't care about. Trump, he can have opinions. He shouldn't lean on the FIFA commissioner. It's weird. And then people loving people.
It's the corruption of his power in the.
I like how you phrase that. It's true. I mean, it's just, I mean, they already made a decision. Like, I mean, I get it, USA, but who's to say that other teams won't have the liberty to do that in the future? I feel like there's already enough drama going on within FIFA itself.
I mean, definitely the president got a lot of backlash for reversing the red card anyway. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this still lost at the end of the day. Like I said, ball don't lie. But yeah, no. So, well, whoever you're supporting to make it to the finals, hopefully they're still in.
Put it in the comments. Who'd you want to win?
Yeah. Well, actually, but probably since this video is going to be short, I'll have it in before the Tuesday match.
No, I'm curious. What are you guys thinking about Messi recently? Because my friends and I, my coworkers and I, we've been kind of following the price range on the tickets and everything. And before all the drama that's been being sparked up on like social media about like Messi, Argentina, how it's like kind of favored for them to win anyways. This week, tickets last week for yesterday's game was $4,000 for like nosebleed seats. When we're looking at the prices this week on Thursday, they had dropped down to like $1,000. So people less wanting.
Are you talking about for the
Argentina game?
The semifinal game that's coming up on this following week?
It was the game yesterday for the quarterfinals.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah, a lot of people are Argentina fans.
I was going to say that might just be whenever the tickets first release, they're getting sold by the venue or by FIFA instead of buying them at market price. But once all those tickets are bought out, then it's just scalpers, and then the tickets go crazy. Because then they're like, ooh, you want to sit here? That'd be $3,000. I only paid $1,000 though. And it's like, okay, guy.
Well, yes, but it was curious for us to see because, I mean, we were looking at these prices on SeatGeek. So it's kind of like when we were looking at the prices, comparing them to Norway's game also on yesterday. I mean, Norway's ticket price range was still like in the $3,000-4,000 for any seats, especially the nosebleeds. But for Argentina, we did start seeing them drop in price. So it was just a curious thing. And of course,
I still think that's just because of like fan base. Like, there's just a large fan base, like available in the area compared to Norway and England.
Fair. But wouldn't that mean that the Norway tickets would have also been cheaper?
To a certain extent. I mean, they were.
I'm just curious. Let me know in the comment.
They were even saying that like it's right now 4 a.m. at Norway when the game was going. So it was like, or I think it was Argentina's game. One of those. One of them was like 4 a.m. for them. Oh yeah, because it was for Switzerland. They were like, yeah, no, like I feel bad for the fans watching it at 4 a.m. They're just like, bro, I just want to watch a game.
Wake up early.
Anyways, just to, I guess, briefly mention it. Yeah, so the Charlie Kirk preliminary hearing has been finished. It was done Friday on the 5th. Oh, not on the 5th. 10th. But it was a Friday. They were done, but basically they were just going over like a certain amount of evidence to basically say if it's like good for trial, what's admissible, what's not admissible. Yeah, that's it. We'll go back on that one at some point in a later podcast because it's just a lot of information to take in and it's more room for research. Boston nurse strike. I'll go over that one real quick. So Sandra sent me a video on Instagram. It was just some nurses striking outside of the hospital, and they were trying to re-enter back into the hospital, and there was like police, like security from the hospital, and they were saying that they weren't allowed to come inside, according to what the administration has said for them. So I did a little research into it and like looked into it. So kind of the same issue that we had like when we talked about the nurses strike in New York. Like kind of basically the same platform they were running on, just more mainly on wage increases because of the cost of living, health insurance cost, and then staffing retention. The ratios were brought up as well, but the main points was the ones I just mentioned. Over 4,000 nurses and 450 home health nurses were involved in this strike. Began at 7 a.m. on July 8th. After their, I think it was 7 or 8 hour strike. They tried to re-enter, and that's when they ran into that whole issue. According to the hospital, they retained up to 1,300 temp nurses, and that's why they weren't letting anybody in.
So they hired on 13 staffs. So their contracts are temporary for 5 days, and so that's why it's basically like, we're already paying these temp nurses for the 5 days. We're not going to let you enter. Their strike was only for 24 hours, I think, and so when they tried to enter that next day, they weren't being allowed to. It's just unfortunate. I mean, everything unfortunate to see when you start looking at the numbers, how much your CEOs of these hospitals are making. I think how much
Cut you off because I was like, I have
yeah,
the number.
yeah,
So
8.3, right?
yeah, 8.4. So yeah, the CEO of Mass General Birmingham Hospital makes an annual amount of 8.4 million, and the COO, the person right below them, makes 3.2 million.
That's insane because I mean, not to get too into the politics of healthcare, but it's unfortunate to see how out of touch a lot of like leadership is from like, what's going on at bedside. My friend and I were just talking about this unrelated to this particular case, but just like even within our own unit leadership, how we sometimes get emails of like, hey guys, we're not trying to micromanage, but we're gonna step in and make sure that you guys are meeting X, Y, and Z. You guys need to do these huddles. We're gonna take away from your time to like prep your chart for the day, to do this huddle. And if you guys want to come in early so y'all can, prep the charts, y'all can.
Go to hell.
Right. And
Go to
so
hell.
and
Yourself.
it's kind of like, okay, well, can I clock in early? But it's also like my clock-in time isn't until X time. Like, why do I need to come in earlier because now you're adding on a meeting? And it's just there's a lot of things where I think if our CEO was at bedside and saw the real realities of what like ER nurses have to go through, huge waiting areas, filled with patients needing to be triaged and seen, and they don't see that. They're so disconnected from that, and they don't realize that these nurses are fighting for something that isn't just about money. It's patient safety. It's always no nurse goes into this field without putting the safety of others before that, because a lot of nurses
But I went into the field just for money.
hello. But nurses go into this field because they truly want to help people, and so then when when their needs aren't being met, when they still have to go home and they can't even meet their bills and stuff like that, like it really just dawns on you, why am I doing this? Why am I reaching a state of burnout? Uh, Clearly my company, like the hospital that I work for, clearly doesn't care.
Well, yeah, the CEO.
Call it a company because aren't hospitals for profit now? They used to be nonprofit like years ago.
No, there are some so I can't say the name, but the hospital I work at is nonprofit, but they are for profit.
So there's too much money. It's too much overhead and administration between hospitals and insurance companies. Like there's a whole lot of steps in between just to do things.
Have grants and other things that they get from the government because they're doing like research and such, and so they make a lot of money. Like it's a cash cow. I mean, that's why our CEO at this hospital makes like 5.2 or something million.
Well, I mean, I won't dismiss the money for research. Unfortunately, I think in recent years with our current presidency, research funding has been getting cut, which is unfortunate because there is some good news in Louisiana. I think they just officially cured the first sickle cell patient with gene. I think it was like gene testing. So
Is that confirmed?
I can't. Is it gene? I can't fully speak on it because I just started reading this article, but I mean, it's a sickle cell disease affects a huge population too, and so this obviously came about because of the research funding that they get, like the hospitals get. So I mean, it is vital. Have it here. Like research funding is vital for these hospitals too that do the research. Um, and so it is unfortunate whenever those do get cut. But again, I just think that there's so many politics within the healthcare system now, and like you mentioned, insurance plays a huge role, and it's increasingly frustrating when all you want to do is make sure that your patient receives the care that they need, but they're unfortunately being felt like they're not even being heard anymore. And a lot of AI has started to creep into the healthcare system. And it's like, who's really responding to you, the doctor or AI?
So yeah, no, it's too much money going into the medical industry that's not really going towards, the medicine and whatnot in between insurance. Because what is it? You can like, I don't know, what was it? I think it was whenever we ended up taking someone to the emergency room just for the bags of saline for the IV or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was Jerry.
Yeah, but like, what was it? The actual retail price of that stuff is actually only like $400.
Yeah, I was about to say an IV bag is like $5 or something like that. It's like insanely cheap.
Yeah, but they got it marked up to, thousands of dollars. So it's like, all right, where's that money going that you're charging, thousands of percent, upcharge on this stuff? Like marking it way up than like any other thing is. You go to Walmart, they don't put markups like that on stuff.
If you want to go down that hole a little bit, those like we get those like big catalogs from like Uline and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So like I was because we get those at work too, and I was looking into it, and I was like, yeah, no, like a regular plastic push cart, like a 3-tiered shelf push cart, it's like $5,000 or something like that. And I'm not even like exaggerating on the number, like it's damn near in the $5,000 range. I'm like, where are these markups coming from? Like who's deciding? Yeah, that's how much I'm going to charge it. Or like those like so. I don't know if I told you this story, but like currently at work, someone made a complaint that why does third floor have these like those like small little peanut butter cups that we have?
Yes.
Like so, someone on the second floor complained saying that like, well, why don't we have it in our break room? The third floor does, and so it started this whole bull thing going back and forth, like in meetings and management talks and such.
For peanut butter cups.
Yeah, for peanut butter cups. And I'm just sitting there laughing. I was like, we got like actual problems, and someone's complaining about some like
peanut butter cups.
Some Jif. But I looked into how much a bag costs for where we get our like supplier, and it's like $300 just for like 42 cups. I was like, that's insane.
Yeah, no, it's
that stupid. It's that bullshit. It's the same thing with our government too, because like I remember however many years ago it was. I think it was Bernie Sanders and someone else was talking about it, where they were like interviewing one of the Air Force people, and they were like, for general maintenance on this aircraft, like these washers, nuts and bolts and stuff, like just washer nuts and bolts, like nothing more than that. And he was like, it costs like 15 grand, but I can go to a general store and get the same kind. There's no difference whatsoever for $1.15.
No, it's these crazy markups because they know that the government is going to subsidize. Two things: they know the government's going to subsidize it, or they know insurance is going to subsidize it. That's why they're able to charge these crazy markups. Because, like you said, you're getting this IV bag that runs $5 to $10, but you're going to get charged $2,000 for it. And it's like, all right, one, why are you marking it up this much? Two, okay, where's all that going to? Because, like you said, you have all these nurses that are like, we don't make enough money. These hospitals, they don't have enough beds. Why are we building more rooms? Why are we hiring more nurses? You're upcharging these things by so much. Where is it going? And, it's hitting the CEOs, it's hitting the insurance companies so that they can pay a whole bunch of people to process claims of, oh, yeah, instead of someone going to the hospital getting, a $5 bag, IV drip and treatment and saying, all right, $5 bag, we'll charge you $7.50 for it. The nurses and doctors who looked after you, that's a couple $100 more and say, all right, ship to the hospital, $500, pay us and we'll see you on your way. Instead, it's, oh yeah, the IV bag and the nurses and doctors, no, it's going to be like $8,000. Oh, you don't have insurance? Don't worry, we have government programs. They'll subsidize it, which really just pushes it on to everyone else. So it's like, there's too much involved. If it was just what people could pay, and the government wouldn't subsidize it, the hospital would be like, well, we can't charge that much. I guess we won't make, $1,900 off this IV bag. We'll have to sell it for the $10 it actually is. But then, CEO is not going to make, $6.8 million.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what started the strike, I think, was they were going through like a market adjustment, and then like there was some email sent out to the whole staff saying that like only certain people are being approved for that market adjustment. And like the CEO like put on the email that like we're gonna have to like tighten the belt because there's just not a budget for it.
Yeah, I remember seeing that in the reel. They said something about tighten the belt. It's like, man, go to hell, tighten the belt. You make millions. Don't talk to me about tightening the belt. That's insane. When someone says some out of touch like that, hell no.
It's unfortunate because like you really start seeing it trickle down. Of course, I have a lot of friends that were
There's no trickle down.
Oh, hold on. Well, there's a lot of like, I have a lot.
Not the wealth. It rolls downhill.
Yes, but yes, because like seeing it here in Texas, like, there are one of our sister hospitals is a county hospital. And kind of again hearing, my friends that work at that hospital to increasingly start telling me about how they're trying to push for a bigger ratio instead of you being 1-to-1 with your patient that's laboring. Now they're trying to push a second patient on you. And now they're trying to push a third patient on you. And it's like, where do we draw the line? When do the nurses say enough is enough? And obviously that's when these strikes happen. And unfortunately, it almost gets painted as like, oh, nurses just want more money. No, we want more resources, and it's not just the nurses. It's all the techs in the hospital that work too. Your phlebotomy techs, your lab techs, your pharmacists. Like everybody is impacted by these like CEOs that don't really realize what's really going on in their hospitals and don't know where to allocate the resources properly sometimes.
I wouldn't even say resources. I'd say they're just trying to extract more value from people. They're trying to see how hard they can push you for the same wage. That way, because if it's 1-to-1, that one nurse helping that one person is only going to make them, the $10,000-$20,000 for the labor. But if you can get that one nurse to do two people, now that one person's making $40,000. So it's like, oh, now it's working twice as much. What if we can get a third? We can increase productivity more. And it's like, one, that's messed up because you're dealing with people's lives, which is, I guess, why these nurses are striking now, because that's too much. People are going to start dying because it's either the nurses strike or the nurses keep taking on more and more until they can't. And, this isn't, like you said, a grocery store where it's, oh, yeah, we didn't have enough employees, so, the milk didn't get stocked. It's, oh, no, we put too many patients on a nurse, someone died. And it's like, it didn't have to happen, but because you kept trying to push it further and further and the nurses went with it, now someone's dead. Probably multiple people are dead because I don't think these things change like that. I think it'll take a lot. It'll take multiple deaths.
And again, the people that are suffering is the public, the general population. It's not your CEOs. I mean, trust, I've worked in this field for almost 10 years now, slowly growing in this field, but seeing how even obviously people who have their name on the building, of course, like people who know someone in the hospital, someone who knows someone in the leadership. Oh, hey, like, can my friend's friend like be seen sooner? They'll pull their strings to make sure that they get their care timely manner. But what about grandma and grandpa that are just regular Joes, in the general population?
They're just a sack of money. If they don't have it, insurance will have it. If you don't have insurance, the government will have it.
So it is unfortunate, but anytime a strike comes up, it just, healthcare is just becoming a more and more broken system here in the U.S.
It's an early sign, early symptom of something that's to come.
Your TV's off. Wake up, America.
Yeah, just to finish this off. So we're back at war again.
Yep. I think the last time we talked about, they were signing the paper of we hope to have a treaty and maybe we'll chill out for a little bit. That fell through.
Literally the next day, I think.
Yeah, it was within the next day or the following day after that. That's how I was like, I wish I got the video out sooner. But yeah, no. So yeah, I think I put in like text that like, no, we're actually at war.
Yeah, it was Israel, bombing Yemen,
Lebanon. Yeah, no. So what was it? Start of July 4th through the 9th, they held a funeral for Khamenei, spanning from Iran to Iraq and several different other locations in between. A bunch of the world leaders and delegates came to honor his memory. What else? Yeah, so earlier this week, the U.S. Conducted like several strikes on Iran, and they said they targeted 90 different like sites, like key factories, boat patrols. They made like some like attacks on bridges to disrupt their commerce. But yeah, that's basically it. Same bullshit we've been hearing for the past couple of months now on this thing. It's like, yeah, no.
Granted, there was probably about a good month or two that nobody's really shooting missiles or everything. It was just kind of mean mugging each other. But now we're back to shooting missiles again. So it's
I
like,
mean, yeah, no. I think another thing is that when Israel bombed Lebanon recently, like they said that it was 233 pounds or tons of explosives that was like in that one hit.
okay, let me redact that previous statement. The U.S. hadn't been bombing Iran. It had been a mean mugging match for like a month or two. Israel's still going crazy. They're doing what they want to do. Yeah.
That's basically that's like what sparked the controversy again. I think that's when Iran started retaliating, started bombing Israel, is because of that strike, because they were like, oh yeah, no, they broke the ceasefire or something like that. And Israel's like, no, we're not part of the ceasefire. It's you and US. But on good news though, Lindsey Graham is dead. I was like, that just happened this morning. So when this video comes out, you already have heard about it. But yeah, that piece is finally dead. And then Mitch McConnell supposedly is on some type of cryostasis or something like that. People keep saying they talked to him and he was just finished up his layup game or something like that, and he's gonna go shoot some golf.
Yeah, no, so I guess that's a two-tone issue too. Those are two advocates for the Iran war.
And just everything else too. That's like the Republican standpoint. The don't release the Epstein files. Trump is God. Whatever bullshit else they believe. Oh, Israel is our mom or whatever they say.
Yeah, the pro-Iran war. Yeah.
Oh, what'd you think of that video I sent you this morning though? He's like, if you don't support Israel, then God doesn't love you.
Oh, yeah, then God will pull the plug, and then don't cut it to him. Oh no, he passed away. No, it's one that's crazy. Two-tone issue. They're big components of pro-Iran war. With them gone, that may shift the balance within the House and Senate. Two, people in the House and Senate are too old. Like they're dropping like flies from natural causes. It's like these people are just old. They're out of touch. It's over. They're old. They've made their money. They continue to show that their interests are only in themselves and accruing more money. They got to go. It's over. Like, you see these people give speeches and they just get lost. Their eyes glaze over. They're no longer there. They've lost awareness of where they are. And it's like these people should not be in power. They should have long been like, oh, I'll train someone else on it, start picking you up. Here's how you maneuver around the Senate and the House. Here's how processes go. All right, pass it on and keep it pushing. Because it's.
Well, did you know that Japan is an Islamic state?
Yes, according to Trump.
Yeah, the Islamic State of Japan.
He's too old. He's glazed over. Like, aside from him already being a little crazy on the things he says and does,
he's got dementia.
Like, he was mentally checked. Biden is mentally checked out. Trump is becoming mentally checked out. These people are too old.
Well, they say that Trump's assistant is actually a home health nurse, and that like she's been supporting like changing his diapers out and everything.
These people are too old.
Because he just literally himself like just in random public or something like that.
People are too old. They don't need to be in charge.
Oh, yeah, definitely not. I was like, yeah, no, he's not mentally
saying like, yeah, we can only have 20-year-olds. Let's go. But like people that are 70, 80 years old, they're too old. If they were working in the public or private industry in a normal job, it's like you're well past retirement age. You should be done. Like it should be over. As a matter of fact, if retirement age is a government sanctioned thing, 67, that's when you can start getting your full benefits on Social Security.
67.
Oh, it's gonna keep going up by the time we get there.
You should be.
I want to retire by 40.
You should be done. Like they shouldn't be able to run for office. Like you're 67, you should be retired. You should be collecting Social Security. Get out. You're done. Pulling somebody who's 40 to mid 50s.
Well, and their viewpoints are completely different from our own. I mean, if they're 70 years old, I mean, shit, they're at the time when prohibition was a thing. Like their viewpoints are completely different from ours. So
yeah.
Like, how do they have the best interest? Yeah, that's what I was like. How do they have the best interest for the people when they don't even live in or like are like in the majority of our population's age group?
part of that ties down to the people who were voting for them are also other old people, because a lot of young people aren't voting.
Bunch of sheep, if you ask me.
Like, oh, I can't do anything. It's all cooked. What do we do? It's like,
Again,
nah, you're just gonna go
reminder for you to
vote.
go vote.
Go vote. Get
Don't
some new
forget
people in.
to vote in your city councils too. You know, it starts there.
But yeah, we'll wrap it up from there. I think we kind of fired everything that we wanted to. But yeah, so what y'all think of the tea? Again, it was Blackberry Sage by the Republic of Tea.
Can I read the label a little more?
Oh, buckets. No, I thought it was pretty good. I think if we got this, whatever's left over, put it in the fridge, make some iced tea.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we've got a couple of the last couple of teas that I got are definitely good for some iced tea.
Yeah, I think it'd be smacking.
I would like to take some. I might make a little margarita out of this.
Yeah, okay. I'll put some in a Ziploc bag for you.
I feel more why.
So this one definitely has like a strong blackberry taste to it. So if you like the seasonal fruity teas in the summer, this is definitely I would recommend as a tea as your go-to.
Fruity and tooty.
The soothing cup kindles the spirit. The first sip produces a soft berry note, floating atop the taste of smooth, clean tea. Do we feel that, guys? Okay. The next sip uncovers the head-clearing character of white sage with its wispy coolness dancing at the back of the throat. Is it dancing? Sorry, Michael.
It's doing a promenade.
An enchanting tea, an herb blend, good for sipping and singing. Oh, okay. Let's hear the notes. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was a really good tea. I don't think I needed a lot of sugar in it.
No, I think you ice this thing.
Anger.
Well, I've been doing real good on the tea lately.
Yep. Get some iced tea, sit down on the porch, yell at the kids.
So when there'll come a time though when we do run out of all the tea and be like, all right, we gotta rehash the old ones.
No, I don't think that'll happen. I think there's a lot of teas.
Oh man, I'm gonna come back from Japan with some crazy teas.
Yeah, I mean, I still got a good amount in the head of us. So I was just like, I'm starting to lose track of which ones have we done and haven't done.
If we ever go crazy, we can mix too.
I'm just waiting for a sponsorship from some tea company, please. My budget is actually really low.
We just got to get more subs, man. More comments.
We're almost there. We're almost at hitting that big 50.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Anyone that's watching this video, if you can just share it to some random person just like, hey, man, subscribe to this. I just want to hit 50 by at least the end of this month.
And if you're feeling really bold, you can hit share, text it to somebody, just punch in a random number.
Yeah. Hit up your phone neighbor. Yeah. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to do that, everybody. Like and subscribe and all that nonsense.
Don't worry, I'm saying it.
Thank you.
Well, really great tea. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We'll catch you on the next one.
Let us know who you guys are rooting for the end of FIFA.
Hopefully France makes it.
Cheers.
Cheers.